Clayton, Coach talked about, after he made his decision on the coaching changes, he came in by himself to meet with the team. What was the reaction, your reaction and the reaction of your teammates, after he broke the news to you?
No real reaction out of me. Me personally, it's really nothing big of a change for us. It's just same people, different chairs, and a different person presenting whatever the install may be that day or that week. But really for us, it's just same standard. We're going to keep holding the high standard of playing fast, playing physical, making plays, eliminating explosive. So for us, it's nothing really different, just same chair, same people, different chairs.
Chad?
When you assess that film from Saturday, I mean, what went wrong? What was the big disappointment in your eyes?
A lot of mistakes through all three phases of ball, honestly, from special teams to defense to offense. And we can't have days like that in games that are, I would say, crucial to later on in the season, I would say, when you need those games that you should have won back in October now. But, you need those games, honestly. And we really, throughout this week, we really upped the intensity and aggression in practice, a lot of good on good, and a lot of film watching, honestly, because we have a good opponent coming up this week, and we want to be the best prepared. And I feel like this week is a great week to show the world that, hey, that's not us. Let's just get back to what we used to do, and let's just keep on rolling.
Coach Key talked about this, and it's been sort of a common theme. You guys have not played for solid quarters across a whole game yet.
Yeah.
As a defense and offensively probably as well. Just what do you have to do to play those 4 solid quarters instead of having lulls or lapses or whatever's going on in the game?
Staying mentally focused throughout the game, because a lot of things take place in the game, so you have to always be mentally sharp and mentally prepared for really anything that can happen. And also trusting your peers. We have trust, but you got to take that trust to another level with it. Just trusting that your counterpart is going to be there to make those plays, even though you still got to rally to the ball or still got to do your job. You got to trust your teammates and also do your job as well to the full extent, to where everybody's on the same accord, everybody's making their plays, making their calls, making their reads, and everything just going smoothly.
Ron?
The defense was on the field, I think, for 42 minutes in the game against Bowling Green. Did you feel the effects of that, or do you feel you were conditioned well enough where it really didn't matter in how you played?
Honestly, if you're going to be honest, it most definitely takes a part. Being on the field for 41 minutes most definitely takes a part in execution, but that's not an excuse on not executing, I would say. You just got to keep on going. We practice in the blazing sun, so there's no real difference as far as temperature-wise, but you still have to be mentally prepared and mentally focused for those games. Offense not on the field as much, we got to buckle down and just keep on playing. When offense isn't as fired up as they are, we got to fire them up. We got to change the tempo, and we got to change the balance scale, I would say, and just get our offense hyped up to where they can make those plays and we can make our plays still. So it takes a part, but that's not an excuse on not executing.
Said you've been watching a lot of film. What's your impressions of Miami's offense?
Good players, I would say. Good players, have a good quarterback, so real emphasis on what he's capable of, and they have some good outside dudes that can make plays, and a good slot dude and a good running back. So really it's nothing that we haven't seen. We've played against teams that have had good weapons all across the board, and we've come out on top. So it's just another game for us, and just sticking to our game plan and just sticking to what we know is best, playing fast, playing physical, eliminating explosive. And I feel like we do that, we'll have a good time on Saturday.
They have a quarterback who's been similar to Haynes, throwing for a lot of yards, not turning the ball over too much. What can you do in terms of the secondary, or how does it, change your approach when a guy is not making those mistakes in terms of coverage?
Just glove the receivers. You glove the receivers, knowing to throw to, you get PBUs and you get tips and overthrows, and as we say, you got to get those. So as far as secondary and practice, we're really emphasizing on pass breakups and really just being disruptive to the receiver, disrupting their releases, disrupting timing, because all it is just timing. So you disrupt that, then the quarterback's off, and if you disrupt the quarterback, you get those plays, you get those interceptions, you get those PBUs, and then you get off the field eventually. So that's really the big emphasis as far as our secondary this week.
You mentioned a need to be mentally focused to fix some of those lapses during the game. Has there been an emphasis on mindset this week?
Big emphasis. So Coach Key has put us in tough situations to where we'll be tired, like at the end of the practice you're tired and whatever the case may be, but he'll add on another period, competition right now. So when you hear competition, you're like, okay, I get back in that mindset, I get back and ready to play ball, because in the end of the day it's a physical game. And if you're tired, you still gotta be mentally there, because most of the game is mental over physical.
Rob.
Coach Key talks a lot about mental toughness. As a player, what goes into developing that mental toughness?
Just allowing to be coached and taking those mental tough times as lessons, learning from those lessons, because really when you go through those times, it's going to build character and it's going to build that toughness in you, to where I've been through this before in practice. This is nothing in the game. Change a field. All right, let's just go out there and play. Like, there's no big difference. It takes within, I would say. It takes within to be mentally tough, and I feel like me and my teammates all have that mental toughness, to where we can go out, no matter the circumstance, no matter the situation, we can go out there and play a full 4 quarters of football.
Anything else? Kelly, you want to decide?
Sure. I guess what has it been like? You are working a little more hands-on with Coach Thacker this week now with his different role. Just what has that been like?
It's funny because he actually, and when he was the DC, he was actually working with the safeties and nickels and us corners. So it's nothing really different, because he was always in the room with us, but he's emphasizing more things now, like, because at first he was having to go over the linebacker stuff, the D-line stuff. Now he's emphasizing the safeties and the nickels, to where he's able to use his strengths even more, honestly, because he's a super smart guy. He teaches us everything, and we're well prepared, and I thought we'll be even more prepared just because he's able to focus on the secondary as a whole.
Awesome. Thank you, Clayton.
Yes, sir.
Offensively, you guys are getting stuck a little bit in middle downs and things like that. Kind of what can you guys do to jumpstart maybe the run game and be a little more consistent on early downs?
Like you said, we just got to be more consistent, really stick to what we know. That's getting the ball to our playmakers, being in space, just everybody playing fast, and that's what we do. We feel like we came away from it a little bit, but just all about cleaning it up, moving forward from it, learn from it.
Been able to scout Miami's defense much at all this week, and what are your impressions of them?
They got a great football team, but so do we. So, we just got to come to play. Like I say, just execution is the biggest thing. We can't really make too many mistakes, and that's all.
Knowing that Coach likes to get the ball on the perimeter a lot, have you seen teams, like safeties, cheating up towards the line of scrimmage as the season is going on?
It depends on the team, not so much. Some teams that show real aggressive to like you say, our perimeter, but that opens up a lot of other stuff. So it's a win-win either way. If you don't come down, we'll throw it on perimeter. If you do, then we'll adjust to it.
Kelly.
You're doing a lot of the kick returning. I was curious kind of how you go through the decision on whether to take it out or not. I know that's tough. You have to kind of try to read things very quickly.
I don't know. It's really just a feel, but I have my off returner, Jamal. He gives me a look, then it's like, we probably shouldn't take this one, or if we like it, then let's go, because we're expecting a return every kick. So that's really our mindset on our return game.
Christian?
What was it like to cross the goal line for the first time?
It felt good. I haven't been in there in a little minute, so it felt good to be back in the chicken box, like they like to say. But it's been fun. Hope to get in there a little more this year, help the team.
Kelly?
Obviously, Malik's the South Florida guy, but you're an Orlando dude. And what do you is there any like trash talk? Do you know guys at the Miami team? Like, is there any kind of competition going into this?
It's a few Orlando boys play for Miami, so we're pretty close, and we've been talking our smack ever since we were little, just being on opposite teams. So it's just fun to see them again and compete. So that'd be fun.
Anything else? All right, Christian, thank you.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
Haynes, just your thoughts on Miami's defense. They're an awfully tough unit.
Oh, no doubt. They're well coached. They're going to blitz. They're going to play well up front, and they're going to pursue the ball play with physicality, and they're going to play fast. They're a well-coached football team. That's as simple as you can put it right there.
Next, Kelly.
Offensively, you guys have moved the ball consistently throughout the season, but there have been these lulls. Kind of what are this, I guess, something we keep talking about, but just how do you guys keep maybe finding those middle downs, the middle parts of the game, being more consistent?
I mean, that's our main focus in practice this week, and really these past couple weeks. We can't have those lulls anymore, and we've been working extremely hard, just like keeping foot on the gas pedal, not letting up just because we're going to like an individual drill or something. You know, let your mind. You're kind of doing the reps, but not locked in all the way. Hey, we're dead serious right now. We're trying to change something, and I feel like everybody's ready to get that stuff done.
Rod.
You've had some injuries at the receiver position, and it's given you a chance to throw to some other guys that you maybe normally wouldn't have. You got Blaylock back last week, and what would it mean to the receiver group and to you if you were able to get Lane back?
It would mean a lot. I mean, that's a guy that has a lot of experience, very smart, very savvy, consistent. I mean, it just means a lot. But at the end of the day, one person gets hurt, the next person has to step up, be ready to play. But like as you'd say, it added a lot more depth to the receiver core. But other than that, I feel like all of them are ready to play. You know.
Chad.
I imagine you studied these guys last year a little bit, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. Does that help you at all this week?
More of the personnel, different DC. But, I mean, they got a couple guys back, a couple transfers here and there. But, I mean, I'd just say probably the personnel, how they play, how physical they are, how fast they are, how they pursue the ball, stuff like that. But other than that, that's what it is.
How important do you think mindset is to preventing those lulls, especially coming out of the half?
I wouldn't necessarily say mindset. It's almost like holding each other accountable. The closer you are with people, the more you're going to be able to know if they're BSing and not going full speed or playing the way they're capable of playing. So I think it's more of that, more than mindset, because every now and then, like, you're going to have a day, I feel sick, I'm tired. But that man next to me, he's not going to let you lay down and like, hey, I'm going to just go 3 plays. No, you got to finish. Like, let's go. You got to bow your neck. Let's go finish. And I feel like that's where it is. Being able to hold each other accountable, closer you are, and I feel like we're getting there as a team. We're challenging each other. Just like in practice, we're having these competition periods where we're getting after good on good, and it ain't no easy period. It's getting after it the whole time. And a couple guys, they'd be tired today, and Coach Key, he wouldn't let them come out. He's like, no, you're staying in. Like, let's go. We're finding out about each other right now. So I feel like that's pretty good.
I know you're new to the program, but obviously in terms of that leadership piece, being the starting quarterback, do you feel like you have to be maybe a little more vocal now after kind of seeing some inconsistencies and trying to kind of bring that leadership maybe even on both sides of the ball to the program?
Most likely, yes. And then the other part is just letting them know, because sometimes you just got to change your kind of like attitude, behavior towards them. So like it's like, hey, come on, like you got to know that, or you run the right. Come on, we're gonna get it next time. Now it's probably you got to drop the hammer a little bit. Where it's like, hey, we're not having that no more. That's unacceptable. We got to lock in. You got to do better. Let's go. We're gonna figure it out. Let's go. Kind of set that tone, change the tone a little bit more than just being vocal, because sometimes you're just being vocal. You're almost speaking without a message. Sometimes the tone of what you're saying can change, and that can get that message across better than what's been going on. You know, that's probably the only thing right there.
Anything else?
You mentioned those tough competition periods. Do you think the team's approach toward those has changed throughout the season?
Not necessarily. I think it's just, well, a little bit more close, more lately than they have at the beginning. Because at first it was just team periods, but now, hey, offense loses, you got up downs, or hey, you got a gasser, or stuff like that. So you're putting something on it where it's like, hey, I'm not going to be the one getting caught doing up downs or doing gassers. You know, that'd be that thing. Just been able to compete. Everybody hyped up, excited. Who's going to be more consistent? Who's going to execute the best? Who's going to play faster? That's what it comes down to.
Okay. Anything else for Haynes? Haynes, thanks, bud.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate you. Thanks, bud.